Hello and welcome to Writing Skool. Or should that be Writing Skool? Because it is. I'm going to tell you all about writing and how to improve your writing skills. And if this is the first time you've been here, you might want to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And of course you can always rewind and watch episode 1. Let's talk about characters, shall we? Characters are what make your story. Yeah, characters are the people in your story. But some characters are more important than others. The lead, or the main character, is who the story is about. And he, or she, is known as the protagonist. That's a long word, but don't let it worry you. The thing is, you see, before we can write our story, we need to know a little bit about the protagonist. One of the reasons why is because knowing something about our protagonist is that we can then define the plot. For example, if we know that our protagonist is a sports person, then we know that he or she might be about to take part in an important competition. Or if we know the character loves chocolate, that might tell us some of the character's traits. For example, if he eats too much, he might get fat, or he may come out in nasty spots. Ugh. Of course, it may be that he likes chocolate so much, but he's not allowed to eat it because, for some strange magical reason, if he does, he melts as if it was chocolate left in the sun. Perhaps our protagonist is a kid who loves to skateboard, but he has terrible sense of balance. His story is about learning to skateboard without falling over. So our main character defines the story. But what else should we think about? What about physicality? I mean, what does he look like? How tall is he? How short is he? Has he got a beard? What colour are his eyes? Has he got large ears or small? Does he have a moustache? Does he wear glasses? Has he long hair, or, like me, is he bald and beautiful? Is he Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, without a flaw in any way? Or are there a few defects to this character, like one eye, or a missing ear, or a tooth missing? And what's more interesting, having a character who has nothing wrong with him at all, or just the odd little something? Where does he live? What nationality is he? How does he talk? I once wrote a story about 2 aliens called Pink Heads, and these aliens came from outer space, of course. They spoke in a gobbledygook language. They would witter on for ages and nobody knew what they said, until they managed to give the little girl in the story, Emily, a translator, and only she could understand them. So your characters don't even have to speak English. Is your character confident or shy? Is he a go-getter or a shrinking violet? All these things help develop your character. Now, what about professions? Professions help you define your character. What about these? An astronaut, walking on the moon. A brain surgeon, about to perform the most important operation of the patient's life. A lumberjack. A taxi driver, driving the mean streets. Different professions have different characteristics. So an astronaut training to walk on the moon has to be fit, whereas a brain surgeon perhaps not so fit. But a brain surgeon has to have steady hands, whereas a taxi driver, not so much. Many people can be a taxi driver or a lumberjack, but far fewer can be a brain surgeon or a spaceman. You see, a person's characteristics is what makes them interesting. And now, some homework. So, for your homework this time, think of a profession. Imagine what skills your character would need to do that profession. How do they look like? What do they wear? And then, give them a problem, and automatically, you have a story. Well, that's all we've got time for this time, but we'll do more work on characters as well as plot in the further lessons of Writing Skool. So if this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe and give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the episode. And I will see you on the next time. Until then, goodbye.